Hey everyone, it's Diana. Thanks for coming back to my video. If you don't know who I am, I guess, a former dental hygiene student. I'm kind of in that limbo between having graduated and waiting to do my board exam. It's happening as of filming this video in like 12 days. So I'm pretty nervous about that. But I thought I would quickly do a video kind of just talking about or explaining what clinic was like for me, like the steps I had to do. I know people from my school are starting their third semester and they're going to be seeing clients and they're kind of nervous, and I wish I had this video. And I also know that some people are just curious from other schools like I am, and I feel like it's kind of similar to a lot of schools. But let me know after watching this video, if you are from another school, what it's like for you. I asked you guys in a previous video if you wanted me to talk about it, and I got some yeses. So here we go. It's pretty simple. So at my program, I don't want to say the name. For those who are going to my school are gonna figure out what school I went to. So if you don't know, then you can message me on Instagram and I'll let you guys know. So in my school in second semester, you are doing partner care, which is clinic practice 1. You're practicing on your partner. So this is where you're gonna learn your asepsis and how to fill out all the documentation and just get practice on the partner. Third semester, obviously you guys will probably know that it's the same in terms of setting up, but there are slightly different protocols. I don't know how to explain it, but it goes a lot faster. The night before, or as soon as you can, I guess, there is a sign-up sheet for your class, like a Google Doc, and this is where you have your name. It has a list of your classmates and then the column for the chair that they're gonna be using, and then this is where you'll end up putting like your client's name, phone number, and what you'll be doing that day. So that needs to be done, and if you don't do it, you will get in trouble like I have. Quite easy to forget, and sometimes by the time you put in the information, it's already been printed out. It's like a whole thing. So just make sure you have filled out the clinic sign-up sheet. It's also a good way for you to gauge what everyone in your section is going to be doing, so you can see, like, if there's 5 people in your section doing a pedo client, a child, you know that it's going to be very hard for you to get stuff done, just because instructors, at least in my school, prioritize children so that they don't have to keep coming back and they can get them done within 1 to 2 appointments. So yeah, that's something that you want to just keep an eye on. You can kind of gauge like at what point other people are at with certain clients, and then you can see if you have a better chance of getting ahead with your client during that appointment. So on the day of, it's just like partner care. You come in, do your asepsis, set up your op and stuff like that, except this time there are also 2 monitors of which are your classmates and running around doing stuff for you. The first few appointments, it's like an absolute gong show because you guys are all doing the exact same steps, and you're all taking radiographs at the exact same time. So being a monitor is absolutely crazy. So 2 students every appointment are monitor, and third semester it's like you're dripping sweat. Put on your deodorant, comfortable shoes, you're gonna be running back and forth. Just like be prepared for that. It's nothing like in partner care where you're just, when you're a monitor and you're just doing like the sterilization of the kits and stuff at the end. Like, you are legitimately like running around doing whatever the students need, because when it's your turn, you're going to be asking for the same stuff as well. I don't know if the rules will change. I don't know if this will change, so just like keep that in mind, that things can change by the time you get into clinic. But this is just how it went for us. So we were allowed to ask or fill out our like medical history, dental history forms beforehand, just to save up some time, but it had to be on a document that was titled, like, that wasn't obviously titled with their name. You had to like obviously erase it after and stuff like that. I just took the time to like get acquainted with the computer because I usually use Apple products and this was a PC. So just figure out like how to get information onto these documents as fast as possible. So I like to have a split screen where I can just like copy and paste everything. But yes, we were allowed to call our clients ahead of time and get all that information before, and let me tell you, it will save you a lot of time. The times where I kind of like got lazy and I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll just ask them in person. I highly do not recommend doing that when you're first starting your clinic in third semester, just because there are so many people, like I said, doing the exact same thing. So you want to get the ball rolling. Just explain to your first clients that, you know, everyone is doing the exact same steps at the same time. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a gong show.
Another club, plane, next place, no sleep, another club.
I usually had a Google Doc with references. That's something that you can also use in partner care, but it just had like templates of like how to write stuff, just so you can like get through it a lot faster and have stuff on hand so you're not like Googling everything, you know. My biggest tip for if you're starting partner care or you're going to be going into partner care in second semester, take this time to not overthink everything and just write it out. And like, trust me, the only way you'll do bad is if you physically hurt your client when you're writing, and majority of the time you are basically doing documentation, like practicing that more than anything else. Don't be afraid to sign up. Just use that time to make mistakes and learn how to do things properly. So when it comes to third semester, you're not afraid to sign up and get stuff checked because you know you've done it in partner care. It's the same thing, just there's someone else sitting in your chair. It's the same thing in partner care. You sign up within your section. There's 4 sections, 1 instructor per section, and then 1 dentist. There's a sign-up sheet, a virtual sign-up sheet where the instructors can see who's signing up, and you do it in order. So you just sign up based on like the date, the section that you are in. You put in your client's information there as well. Not everything, just the name and what you'll be doing that day, so it's easier for the instructor to see. Okay, so back to the sign-up sheet. So after you've signed up, the monitors will be out in the reception, taking your client's temperature, signing them in, phone number, all that jazz, and then they will bring the client to the chair, or the person can walk. If they've been there before, they'll just walk to the op once they go in. They sit in your chair, you do the MHDH, either the initial if they're a new client or the update. You can sign up, but the teachers won't be there until like, let's say the clinic started at 8 a.m. They will not be there a minute sooner. So you have to wait until there's an instructor before you can even do their blood pressure. So get all the stuff, the signatures, everything done beforehand. Like I've said so many times. And then this is where you just kind of like start going on with your procedures. And then once you need a teacher to check, this is where you go back onto the online document and sign up, and then they will come and check you. If there's like let's say for example someone is just doing periodontal assessment, but then there's someone trying to complete a client, which we call CC, CCing a client kind of thing, they will prioritize them, or they will choose who to prioritize just to get them done faster, because periodontal assessment is something that can be continued on to another appointment. So just keep that in mind, that sometimes they won't go in order, and then also they make mistakes and sometimes they will jump you, and this is where you need to be aggressive. This was my issue. I'm not aggressive at all. I would just sit there and cry when things went horrible. I've cried so many times in clinic. I don't know if I'll ever tell this story, but the very last clinic I was in, I just sobbed, like hyperventilated, like just sobbed my eyes out because something didn't go right. And yeah, I was just crying so hard. But keep in mind that also other people are being aggressive at the same time. Just be nice to each other and know that teachers make mistakes. You will get through it eventually. Another thing I want to like let people know, and you don't really realize this until like much later on, I guess like maybe 4th semester, is that the finishing the clients and how fast you get through them, it honestly comes down to luck. It depends on the degree of difficulty your client is, what instructor you have. Some instructors are way harder, like in terms of being particular with things and wanting things written out properly, where others are like, it's more real life, you know, they're more realistic and they're like, this is never gonna happen this way in private practice, don't even worry about it, like you did it properly, but it doesn't have to be the way that, you know, some other instructors want it, but it's all done according to the CDH. What's our college name? CDH. I can't remember, hold on. The College of Dental Hygiene of British Columbia. There we go. was trying to think of the acronym CDHBC. Okay, it's all done up to their standards. If you make a mistake, some are more lenient, others, like in terms of just like telling you how to fix it kind of thing, and others you'll get a professional penalty or get docked marks for it kind of thing. So that's I don't know, it just sucks. It just sucks because some people were so lucky in terms of like having super easy clients and then being able to just share their higher degree. I don't know how to explain this. It's so hard to explain, but there are certain requirements that you needed, and so technically I can bring in, like, let's say hypothetically this would have been like the ideal, like to get people done faster. It would have been to get, first of all, have good have good instructors, have your whole section kind of work out perfectly so that there isn't a student taking up the instructor's time with like constantly asking questions, like that kind of thing. So in an ideal world, our requirements, mine personally, this could probably change, was we needed 12 CC'd, so client completed. 2 of the 12 had to be children, and then we needed to have like 3 or 4 DD3s, so a degree of difficulty 3, and they had documentation saying like what a client would qualify to be under that level. And then you needed 1 or 2 DD4s, you need a certain amount of injections done, just like all these like little competencies done. And so in an ideal world, you could have your 2 pedo clients would be 4-year-olds, 4 to 5-year-olds with all their teeth in, easy to document, no sealants, you don't have to do radiographs on them. Some children literally came in and you could just take a piece of gauze and wipe their teeth and then have a teacher check and they would be done. And then for adults, you'd have like a bunch of DD2s, or DD1 zeros, like they would count towards your 12, and then you would just share. So if someone else had a DD3 or a DD4, you would share debridement with them, or even if you had that DD3 or DD4 come in, you would share, and that leaves extra appointments for you to bring in other people while a student or a friend of yours in the class is working on your client. So for example, if I was a DD3, I'm not, I'm like a DD1. If I was a DD3 and I came to be your client, you would do all the paperwork and start debriding. You would do 2 sextants on me. Then the next appointment, I would be going into your like classmate's chair. They would do 2 sextants. Then the next time I would come back, sit in your chair, you would finish me off and client complete me. You would get a client complete, and the person that did 2 sextants on me would fulfill that requirement. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope I made that clear. So ideally, you would be the one that would take over someone else's DD3 so that you would only have to do debridement and you wouldn't have to do any of the documentation. So sharing clients, if you can do it, will save you guys a lot of time. Partner care, you do the pages. Pay attention to how they want it done so that once you get to 3rd semester, you can go through it a lot faster. Ideally, try and get your kids done like as soon as you can. Get it out of the way. Figure out what requirements you think you feel like you may struggle with and do them sooner rather than later so that you're not rushed at the end. But essentially, that's clinic. Come in, set up, do lots of signing up, do the medical dental history initial or update, go through the steps of the pages that you would know from partner care. People going into partner care, you guys will figure that out. It's hard for me to explain because the pages keep changing. Share your clients to get those requirements. Know that completing clients at a certain time is based on luck, I feel like, personally. And just be aware of the instructor. There's no point in kind of like arguing back with them, saying another teacher let me do it this way, because they're the ones signing. You're working under their license basically, so they're not going to want to hear it. Learn to adapt to the teacher and what they expect, but that's basically all you can do. You're just going to be upset if you're constantly fighting them, saying that well I passed with this teacher kind of thing. The most you can do is, oh sorry, this is how I did it before and it was fine. Do your signups for stuff that you've completed. Get your radiographs done early if you can. My school had an advanced like kind of program where once you've completed a certain amount of people, you got to fast track, which meant that you don't have to stop at every certain point to get a signature. You can just keep going, and then at the end the instructor will sign everything for you. If you're in my school and you're in the fast track program, realize that if you unsat a client, that doesn't count at all. Whereas if you aren't on fast track and you unsat, it still counts towards your 12 requirements, but you just need like 7 out of those 12 need to be satisfactory, and 1 of them needs to be a kid. So just keep that in mind. On fast track, if you fail a client, it's as if like they didn't even show up. Once a client is done, after you CC'd them, then you need to do a reflection, write it out. They started getting, to be honest, they started getting redundant. I don't know like what else to write. If it was something significant, of course, but most of the time patients, it was like a walk through the park, so we didn't have much issues. I would have that prepared kind of thing, and keep a list of all your clients and at what point you're at and what instructor did you CC with them. I wish I had done that. Check off who, write down who did your reflection and who did your chart audit and who did your seeing. And if you had any issues, any missing signatures, make sure you get that all done out of the way, because sometimes instructors, there's so many pages to sign that instructors will miss a signature. Let me know if you're going to my school or if you're in third semester and this has changed, because I've heard that the Consult Pro, like the program used to do all this documentation, is going to change. I just don't know what. Maybe it might be faster, but the pages will be like similar, who knows. But that's how Clinic worked for me. And then at the end, monitors come in and take your instruments and they do the sterilization, and you do your asepsis, you do your record of care. Make sure your record of care says everything that you did. They will stress it enough too, but it also kind of helps with getting partial credit. You know, I had a client where I didn't finish debriding, or I finished debriding, but I didn't have time to get it evaluated, and this client did not want to come back. So having it written in the document that like you have had practice with debriding a certain client, but just didn't get it evaluated, that got me like partial marks or whatever, partial credits, because I had documented it even though I didn't get full credits for it. Anyway, whatever. Just document everything. It will save your butt. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, if I missed anything. Third semester, you were definitely going to be very nervous and asking a lot of questions and really unsure about how to go about things. And then near the end, going on to fourth semester, it will be second nature, and you'll just like get through things really fast. Let me know down in the comments below if you need me to clarify anything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but this took me forever to film. Hopefully it won't take me long to edit and it won't be a long video, but if you are going into third semester, starting new clients, good luck, have fun, don't cry like I did. And don't beat yourself up if it's taking you a while to complete clients. Don't compare yourself, because that sucked when I did it to myself. Anyway guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.